Ladies and gentlemen, it is pumpy season, with Bitcoin now hitting $57,000 and Gala trying to make what is an absolutely behemoth comeback right now, with a 17% gain right now, currently running. My friends, you're confused. You're confused. And I understand that my last video, you heard it, I talked about the fact that Gala is not focusing on their games anymore. A lot of people took that as an offense, as like, oh no, but now he's a futter because he left the Gala program or whatever. It's like, guys, no. You've misunderstood the message in the video. You really have misunderstood. Gala's focus is not on the games, but it sure as hell is on the Gala token. Like, they've been doing a lot of things recently. I think they did like $1 million burn very recently, and they did a Gala swap, which I'll be talking about the Gala swap so you could know more about it and why this is such a big deal for Gala. But there's just like this pre-notion, whereas Gala needs to focus on the games or else it's not going to be a success. And so last video, we kind of clarified that they're not focusing on games anymore. They're focusing on Gala Chain. And it makes sense. If you're Gala themselves and you've noticed that gaming hasn't been the best thing for you, you might have not signed the best contracts. You decide, I'm going to go ahead and do something else. And they have been putting their passion, their blood, sweat, and tears into what is now Gala Chain. And in my humble opinion, it's paying off. They just crossed, for the first time in a very long time, the $1 billion mark. Y'all know how I felt about Gala for the longest of time. And it's about time, guys. It is about time. This is like something you definitely celebrate. It's been a very long time since we've had some serious gains over in the Gala sphere. Let me break down why this Gala swap thing is such a big deal, why it's been pumping as much as it's been pumping. And it's because of what I was talking before. They're doubling down on the institutional narrative. They're doubling down on this narrative where they're just going for high quality products. They're not going for a large amount of these things. They're trying to facilitate an ecosystem that is just predicated on a ton of these institutions coming in and building out what they need to build out. They're doing different things with their channels and workloads, making them custom. It reminds me a lot of Avalanche, which is another comparison I gave during that video, because AVAX did it right. And Gala taking some inspiration from AVAX, to me, is a wonderful thing. There's nothing wrong with that. I will say that one hasn't died and one has died. It's came back though, so we shall see what happens from there. But Gala's doing really well. Gala's doing really well right now. We don't have the biggest bag of Gala in the world, which I've always been very honest about, but it is great to see Gala's just doing phenomenal right now. They have 7 tokens live on what is now Gala Swap, which came out today, very recently. This is breaking news practically. Gala, Ethereum, Silk, USDT, and GWETH, which I actually have no idea what GWETH is, but it doesn't matter. So here it is. It's the Gala Swap. It's what people have been waiting for the longest of time, and it does some pretty unique things. There have been a lot of people that always talk about the fact that, oh, but my chain, it has the cheapest thing in the world. I swear to you, it's amazing. And a lot of the time, it's like, no, you're not. You're actually practically the same price as the Ethereum mainnet, but you built your own mainnet. So good for you, I guess. So if you go to Uniswap right now and you try to swap on, whatever it is, right? I think this is MetaMask actually. So it automatically routes. So it might not be Uniswap. Who knows what it is? It has around, what is this? $46 in gas fees. That's kind of ridiculous, right? And apparently he traded $1,000 of USDC on GalaSwap for one Gala. One Gala. Did you hear that right? One Gala? Do you know how much a Gala costs right now? One Gala token is 4 cents. That's kind of crazy. So what I imagine to be happening, I used to trade on this thing. I think it was like Rogue or something like that. Roga, something like that. And it was an aggregator between a bunch of different chains. It would make it very easy. You just kind of put your money in there and then someone eventually would pick it up and boom, you got your money very quickly. I'm guessing something very similar is happening here with Gala. Whereas this is a swap, by the way. This is not supposed to be some kind of decentralized exchange. It's not a DEX. This is a swap. You put the amount of money that you want. For example, I want 1,000 Gala tokens, and I'm looking for some Silk. Straight up, I'm looking for some Silk from Gala. I search it up, verify my IP, do all those different things. I'm not going to bother doing it in this video, but from what I've heard, it is very easy to do. There's plenty of liquidity right now. And this reminds me of what was for Dara, because Dara has also been having some success lately. their Saucer Swap equivalent. So Saucer Swap is a decentralized exchange on Idera, and it's been pumping a lot, right? That's the easiest way to go about it. It's been pumping a lot. A lot of liquidity has been entering Idera because of Saucer Swap. And so that's kind of leaking into their recent success in terms of price action. Idera moving up 45%. It's an absolutely massive deal. So what I'm presuming here is that their equivalent of what is a Saucer Swap is Gala Swap, which makes sense, right? Saucer Swap, Gala Swap, very similar concept. And that's why we're seeing all this price action. People get confused. You know, you see these burns in the thumbnail and you're getting excited for it. Like, oh my God, Gala burnt $1 million. It's the most exciting thing in the world. It's not. It really, it's cool, right? It's a good faith move, but it doesn't matter. If the market cap of Gala is $1 billion, $1 million is not going to make a difference. It just really isn't going to make a difference. So what is going to make a difference is building things on your chain. Gala Swap is that. Rep is that. Gala Film and Gala Music continuing to double down and grow is that. While I think Gala Games will eventually have a resurgence, it's very clear to me that their move, and I don't know if you saw last video, it's like very clear. He made an entire thread talking about the fact that they are not just a gaming chain. They've been trying to tell people for the longest of time that they're not just a gaming chain. So I see no fault to their own in what they're doing. Bias aside, they're doing a good thing. They're doing a good thing. And you have to celebrate the wins for Gala when they come. I don't think they overpromised here. They've finally begun to deliver on what they've done. And sure, some people will say they've done it too many times. I don't trust Gala anymore. But guess what? It's a brand new bull market. Bitcoin right now is at $57,000. And the newbies, they are not going to care. They really are just not going to care about what happened in the past. Because if Gala can show with their newer track record that they are doing things the right way, then everything that happened in the past is simply going to be swept up. Nobody's going to really care about it. So I'm looking forward to seeing where Gala themselves ends up going, right? As a token, as a company, blockchain partners, where they end up going is very exciting. In terms of their games, I'm still not very, built on the whole fact that, Gala games as games are going to have the most adoption in the world, how these are going to be great things. But I do think that they're focusing a lot more on the token, even if they say they're not token predicated. They're just saying that because the SEC doesn't want them to say it. Like, it's all these blockchain games are pretending like their token doesn't exist, but like in the background, they're hyper focused on finding ways to provide more utility for their token. So like, are you focused on the token or are you not? They're going to say they're not focused, but we all know what they actually mean by that. So let me know your thoughts in the comments section. In regards to this, I think this is good news for Gala. I think that they should continue to focus, like I've said in my last video, on what is not the games platform. I think they should continue to focus on the Gala Chain. They should continue to focus on Gala Music, Gala Film, some of those projects that have been a success so far, instead of Gala Games that has been a total mess, to be completely honest. Other than Mirandus, I think they did Mirandus right. So far, Mirandus has been good for the masses. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Use our link in the description if you're going to be purchasing anything on Gala. Until the next time, stay classy, and that's all.